Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the brasstax experience. I took a look out the window and guess what? It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Ironically, that's the movie we're going to review today, the 4K Bluray. What I will say, to quote Jeremy Johns on this movie, if you took Tom Hanks out of it, you'd pretty much have a Hallmark movie on the Hallmark channel in this bitch. Tom Hanks, as usual, is phenomenal in this movie. He's not the focal point, but he does a pretty good job whenever he's on. And I do recommend watching it. It doesn't touch Will You Be My Neighbor, that documentary, but he does a fantastic Mr. Rogers. Do recommend watching it. But what's the 4K like? It's a native 4K digital intermediate, HDR10. You got the full screen, baby. People are gonna love that. DTSX, 66 gig disc, and the release date is February 20th. So how's it looking? Well, it's from Sony, so you're gonna know for the most part, it looks pretty damn good. Razor sharp in most places, some scenes are a little soft, it's nice and clean, although I noticed a little bit of noise here and there. From what I hear, they used the original cameras to film Mr. Rogers, his segments, the cameras they used back in the day, and it looks amazing, but it does look detailed as hell too. Close-ups look razor sharp, some of the wide shots are a little softer, but in any case, blows the 1080p right out of the water. And to be honest, the land of make-believe will make you believe in 4K. Razor sharp in parts, the scenery, the settings, his red jumper, you can see the individual threading, clothing, textures, wrinkles on faces, individual hair strands look for the most part razor sharp. There are some scenes which can look slightly less detailed, but for the most part it looks damn good. Black levels look really good. There are a lot of scenes that take place at night or in very muted atmospheres, so black levels are important, and the zero crush here, Sony usually does a great job with this, and that's exactly what they did here. Great shadow detail, great black levels. But hey, you want to know what the HDR is like? So you got this long distance relationship with this girl. Her name's Shakira. Guess what? She looks like Shakira. She looks like Shakira. Yeah? But it's a long distance relationship. So you maybe get to see her maybe once a month for a few days every month. But when you do see her, oh, it's red panty night. It's amazing. You come back from seeing her absolutely exhausted. You only wish it was every day. But that once a month is fantastic. That's what the HDR is like. This isn't a HDR showcase because it's not really that kind of movie, let's just be honest. What this movie does have, for the most part, is fairly natural colors. Most of this movie doesn't revolve around Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is in a lot of this movie, don't get me wrong, but most of it doesn't revolve around him. So you've got sceneries in the bar, you've got scenery in the house, in the subways, and a lot of those scenes are dark, dull, kind of muted. It's almost like the film's a metaphor. It's like everything becomes so colorful when Mr. Rogers is on the scene. When it pans over to Mr. Rogers, colors are bright, vibrant, bold, super detailed, super sharp, super wide color there. So it's a mix of the two, but it's intended that way. That's director's intention. So it's not really a HDR showcase, but when it pops, boy, does it pop. Now, if Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers doesn't impress you, then you tell your girl to sit on the woofer and see what happens. You know what's gonna happen? Not much, because it's not really that kind of movie. It's a DTS track. You do hear subtleties, you do have a fairly wide sound stage, but it's not really gonna blow you away because, like I said, it's not that kind of movie. But the central channels, the vocals are crisp, they're clear, you hear the atmosphere when certain conversations take place in a subway, when one of the characters is talking to Mr. Rogers, you hear a lot of things in the background, a lot of busy people trying to organize the set, the next scene. There's a lot going on, but there really isn't much overhead, it's just a wider sound field. But to be honest, it's not really gonna blow you away. It's not gonna make the booty clap. She's going to be sitting there and she's going to appreciate it for what it is, but she really didn't have high expectations on the woofer anyway. So most of the job is up to you. And there you have it, people. A beautiful day in the neighborhood is, for the most part, a beautiful disc. It's not amazing, it's not referenced, but it's very, very nice. I'd give it an 8.5. Really good looking 4K Blu-ray. But you know, Sony impresses anyway. And I give the audio maybe a 6. A 6.5, but that's not because the audio is shit. It's just because It's not that kind of movie. I'm gonna leave some Amazon links. You go through the links, costs you nothing, but Amazon kick back a little something for your boy. Pre-order it, pick it up, totally up to you. It is a good movie. I don't know whether it's something you'll watch again, but it is a good movie. Alright guys, you take care. Your boy out.